Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna share and discuss about EPF withdrawal schemes. What is EPF? EPF is one of the main pillars of Malaysia's retirement social security and planning system in the employees' provident funds. The EPF is intended to assist the private sector employee in saving a portion of their salary in a lifetime banking scheme, mostly for retirement, but also in the case that the employee is temporarily or permanently unable to work. Contribution to the EPF or employees' rights is they provide retirement, savings, social security, and the ability to use funds for housing, healthcare, and education. The three accounts are account FARAHAIN for retirement, which is account 1, account SAADIAH for pre-retirement life cycle needs, and the most important is account 3 for account flexible for short-term financial needs. So, during the pandemic of COVID-19, there are 3 approvals of EPF to help our people. First one is NAZURAH. NAZURAH was a specific COVID-19 pandemic era to help people manage immediate financial distress, distinct from regular retirement withdrawals. Second one is NURUL. What is NURUL? NURUL is a temporary financial aid program in Malaysia that allows members of KWSP or EPF to withdraw a limited amount of money from their account to savings during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the last one is ICNOR. Malaysia government initiative during the COVID-19 pandemic allowed members to withdraw from their retirement savings in account 1 to its financial hardship, acting as an advice for future savings, not a direct withdrawal from retirement funds. Today, together with me, there are 4 panels that expect that they are expert in the topic that we are reviewing. Firstly, Dr. FARAHAIN as our market analyst. Secondly, Dr. NORBALKIS as our economist. The third one is Dr. NATASHA as our policy maker. And the last one is Dr. RASHID ANYUN as our future planner. Alright, firstly, I would like to ask for market analyst, Dr. Amin, and financial services. What is the negative impact of employee provident funds in the market? Alright.
Let's talk about consumer spending. When people get their EPF withdrawals, they have more cash to spend, which means a boost for retailers. We are seeing people spend on essentials like groceries and electronics. But here's the thing, the impact isn't as huge as before. People are being more cautious this time around. After everything we've gone through, folks are still holding back a bit on spending on things they really need. So, retail businesses definitely get a boost. But it's not the one surge we saw in previous rounds of withdrawals.
So it's more of a monitoring boost rather than a strong frenzy. So now, what about the financial markets? How does all this affect them?
Good question. The EPF is a big player in the market, and when people withdraw their funds, the EPF has to sell some of its assets to meet the demand. This could cause some market volatility. If the EPF sells off a lot of shares, we might see stock prices drop, at least in the short term. So the market might feel a little shaky for a while.
That makes sense. Big asset movement can shift its up. Now, what about long-term payments? Do you think people are using their EPF funds to pay off debts?
Absolutely. A lot of people might use their EPF withdrawals to settle loans, such as credit cards, personal loans, even mortgages. While this is great for the individuals, it reduces the income banks make from interest. So, retail lenders might see a dip in profits because they rely on that steady stream of interest payments.
So it's a win-win for borrowers, but it's a bit of loss for the lenders. Got it. So in summary, while we're seeing a short-term boost in spending, the impact on the market and the lenders is more mixed. Thanks for the insight, Dr. Lai.
You're welcome.
Alright, next we will proceed with long-term economic effects on frequent EPF withdrawals. So, Dr. Rachel, can you explain to us?
Yes, sure. So, frequent withdrawals can cause long-term money problems that affect more than just your bank account. So, let us look at the risks.
First, frequent withdrawals can enter your retirement savings. Picture using your EPF money before you retire, leaving you without enough basics for life, home, school, or doctor bills. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, 60% of people have used up their account balances. This not only hurts your own money safety, but also lowers the country's total saving. So while you can take money out for short-term needs, using it too much could weaken Malaysia's whole retirement system. Second, it changes how you handle money. If higher pay comes from steady dividend rates, people might want to save more. But taking money out often can stop good saving habits, leading to money worries for you. Instead of growing your wealth slowly, you might get stuck in quick fixes that hurt your overall safety. Third, the help to buying sectors is small and doesn't last. While withdrawals might give you a quick push to spending on things like cars, the effects are big. There's no lasting growth in these areas. So the economy misses out on the big benefits from saved and invested money. Finally, frequent withdrawals soften the blow on EPF's investment by cutting down the money they manage. So this affects investment in Malaysian government bonds and issues, which could limit the fund's growth and help the economy. So in short, while EPF withdrawals give quick help, their long-term effect like anti-savings, bad habits, weak economic boost, and investment problems can cause money insecurity.
Thank you, Ms. Rachel. So now we want to know the next agenda. Macroeconomic problems arising from frequent withdrawals. Alright, Dr. Bal, would you explain further about macroeconomic problems arising from frequent withdrawals?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the question given. Macroeconomic problem arising from the frequent withdrawal of EPF. Okay, I break down this topic into two major macroeconomic risks. Let's start with inflation. How exactly do EPF withdrawal impact price level across the country? It all comes down to the basic economics of supply and demand. When large volume of savings are converted into spendable cash, we will see a sudden increase in demand. So, if the economy can't expand production fast enough to match that demand, so price will go up, and the type of account people withdraw from matters a lot in terms of what they spend the money on. Okay, let's make this to specific account. For example, account 3, which is the flexible account, as it is designed for short-term assets, right? So, account 3 holds 10% of contribution, and withdrawal here require no documentation. As a result, the money often goes toward immediate consumption. For example, EPF data from quarter 3 of 2025 shows that 62% of account 3 withdrawal were used for daily expenses like groceries, utilities, and transportation, while 28% went to big-ticket consumer items like motorcycles, smartphone, and home expenses. In that quarter alone, total account withdrawal hit around 3.5 billion ringgit. When we inject that much cash into consumer markets, we can see a clear price impact. In fact, Bank Negara report explicitly link 1.3% of points of that inflation to EPF withdrawal. Not just that, account 2, which is the well-being account for specific purposes like housing, education, and medical costs, also drive inflation. This led to a surge in demand for residential properties in retail segments. Moreover, for education, when account 2 withdraw by 27% in 2025, private universities take advantage of it. So by an average of 5.5%, citing high demand as a key factor. So let's move on to the second issue, which is the fiscal burden. This ties closely to account 1, which is the retirement account. It holds around 75% of all the contribution for long-term retirement. Account 1 is the background of national retirement income system. Unlike Social Security, in some other countries, our system is built on individual savings. So, when people draw down account 1 early, they are undermining that foundation. Let's look at hard numbers. Between 2020 and 2025, nation implemented 5 special withdrawal schemes that allow access to account 1 with the total of 73.2 billion withdrawn by 6.8 million consumers. Our modeling shows that for every 10,000 ringgit withdrawn from account 1, at age of 35, the member lost approximately 42,000 in compound saving by age 55. So, EPF 2025 annual report estimate that 47% of members under 40 who withdrew from account 1 during those schemes will have less than 50,000 when they are retired. It is far below the recommended basic retirement standard of living, which is 240,000 ringgit. So, who's going to pay for that? The burden will fall on current and future taxpayers to fund this for the society.
Wow, that's really great and have the full experience, Dr. Bang. So now let's proceed with monetary tools to tackle the macroeconomic problems. So we have got GANI up here. So GANI, can you share with us?
Alright, thank you, Ms. for the questions. Okay, although the EPF withdrawals don't really affect the country's inflation, but we, as the policymakers, still need to watch how liquidity and consumer behavior evolve. Even cautious spending can still influence aggregate demand, inflation, and also the financial stability. So I'm going to tell you the monetary tools that can be used to manage this kind of points. First, the most common tool is changing the policy interest rate. If household spending rises and demand aggregate grows faster than supply, inflation could hit up. So, in order to cool this down, the central bank can raise the interest rate, making borrowing more expensive. This will discourage excessive consumptions and investment, which can help to keep inflation under control and smooth out economic waves. The second tool is open market operations. This means the central market buys or sells term securities to manage money supply. If too much liquidity is floating around after EPF withdrawals, the central bank can sell government securities to absorb excess funds. This can reduce money circulating in the economy and help stabilize prices. Okay, next, the central bank can adjust the reserve requirements by increasing the reserve ratio where banks are required to hold more deposit and lend less. This can slow credit creation and prevent excessive borrowing, especially if households combine the EPF withdrawals and the bank loans. Okay, last but not least, macroprudential measures also can help maintain financial stability by meeting the debt service ratio and stricter lending standard, so that if the spending is moderate, access to extra funds may still encourage higher borrowing. Macroprudential policy help prevent risky lending and protect the financial system from becoming unstable.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Alia. It's a great explanation. So yeah, we are in our end session. Thank you so much for our special 4 panels today. They are spending time with us to share about important info about EPF Withdrawal Scheme. And thank you for your audience, for your time to watch us. We're hoping with all this information will make us more proper to withdraw our money through EPF Scheme. Okay, thank you and
Stay safe, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye!